not dictate to either side what choice they have to make. They have to make those decisions for themselves.
Let's bring in Joanne Cummings. She's a senior fellow on national security at the Middle East Institute and former senior US diplomat. Good to have you on the programme tonight. Clearly, Hamas is at its weakest point. Yahya Sinwar is dead. A lot of the infrastructure in Gaza has been demolished. Arab negotiators have reportedly told them the longer they wait, the worse the terms will be. Do you get a sense then that they are shifting and that a deal could be in reach?
I'm glad to be here. I think that what we need to remember is that both sides, Hamas and the Israelis, are dealing with all sorts of internal issues. I think that Hamas is very much weakened, which doesn't necessarily make it easier to reach an agreement that is implementable and sustainable. In other words, who is going to speak for everyone? Who is going to be able to say, all right, the rest of you stand down on this? So I think we have that one problem to consider. The other is, as the spokesman said, it's all a question of the fine points and the definitions. If there are releases on both sides, if hostages are released according to the criteria that are set out, and if Palestinians who have been held by the Israelis are also released, are they going to be released to Gaza? Are they going to be released to the West Bank? Are they going to be released to Palestinian custody? What's going to be acceptable to Hamas in order for it to say, all right, everybody, including more extreme fringes, let's move in on this deal? And then, of course, on the Israeli side, you also have still significant disagreements within the cabinet.
Yeah, we'll come to the Israelis in a second. I mean, one of the finer points you talk about is that initial phase and the release of the 30 hostages that Israel considers to be in the, and I use the term very loosely, humanitarian category. So women, elderly, the sicker captives. Hamas are saying that that number of living captives that fall into that category aren't there, or they can't put a figure on it. So clearly in the chaos of what has unfolded in Gaza, there are some things that are, if we believe Hamas, are yet unknown.
Whether or not we believe Hamas, simply looking at the level of destruction in Gaza, it is inconceivable that it would be known exactly who is still remaining alive. Many of the hostages have been injured or killed in Israeli bombardment. Others have been killed either in the process of being abducted or later by Hamas. I would doubt that either Israel or Hamas has a genuine accounting. So this goes down, I think, to the most critical piece, which is going to be at this stage and at any stage further. If there is not some level of trust between the parties, it is very easy for spoilers or for an issue to become a spoiling issue to put this whole thing off track. I would like to be optimistic. I truly would. I'm not sure I am.
Just a quick point on the unresolved issue between Jerusalem and Cairo, this future management of the Rafah border crossing, which is crucial if you're going to get aid flowing, and that is part of the deal. What is the hold-up there? Who should be in control of it, and has that been decided?
I don't think it's going to be easy to decide, because the Israelis are saying, at least internally, we will retain security control over all of Gaza. That leaves a lot of things undefined, and a border crossing is often seen as a primary security issue. So if Israel reserves the right to either directly control or to have veto power over crossings there, then I don't think we're going to see a significant improvement on humanitarian access and on the ability of families to reunite. And that's leaving aside returns of those 90% of the population who are displaced within Gaza.
Yeah, that is a critical issue, isn't it? Joanne Cummings, thank you very much for your